Shaun, there was something, because we had to go quite quickly. I have been really bad at figuring out exactly what it is you said you'd seen at home. That was it, Monarch. Monarch.
Monarch. Yes,
We are
Monarch.
recording.
Well,
we are recording on Zoom. We're recording on Zoom, and you have a big, massive honking clue in the background on your Zoom background, and I still forgot.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, the last episode was Friday.
Yep.
So obviously I've been watching this because after, and we can't, our criteria is you've got to see the whole series.
If you're gonna watch a TV show, you have to watch the entire series before you bring it into the show, because it's not fair to put an incomplete story up against movies.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
So okay. So do you want me to fire away?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll say fire away. And also, I think you were about to say, and I think I cut you off. I'm sorry. That it's like after the fact that we have our review of Godzilla -1, which is on. So Godzilla -1 is on our YouTube channel. We got a review of that. Shaun did a review of that. It is now our most watched YouTube channel by about 1,000 views. Our most watched YouTube video by about 1,000 views. And it's still going. People are still watching it. People are still loving what Shaun said. So I think it's quite good. And I think one of the things we mentioned in that review was the difference between a Japanese take on Godzilla and a Hollywood American take on... What the heck?
Sorry. What happened there?
That was amazing.
I don't know.
Random.
All of a sudden, a whole bunch of balloons just showed up on my screen on Zoom. And what happened there? Anyway, never mind. So, the difference between a Japanese take on Godzilla and an American Hollywood take on Godzilla. So I think it's quite good that you with that going along, you now have Monarch to talk about the American take on Godzilla and that kind of world. So fire away. Tell us about Monarch.
Okay, well, after it starts off, so after the 2014 Godzilla, you get these, you meet a couple of people that their father, I'm trying to think of the name now, Hiroshi's father was the father of these two siblings, or one's as their step siblings.
Yep.
And they're going through the affairs of their father, of their deceased father, and they find all this interesting stuff about different facilities and titans and all sorts of things, and they recruit this girl who's good with the old computers and that, and she cracks into these files, and then there's sort of all this information come up, and then you flick back to like just after the war and the Trinity test and the Castle Bravo test.
Yeah.
And it turns out that this Castle Bravo test was to actually try and destroy the Godzilla.
Yeah.
So although it was a test, although it was advertised as a test and everything, so basically the whole story is it's 10 episodes, and they obviously get deeper into what's going on, and they become more intrigued, and you meet lots of different characters. Like there's someone who's high up in the government who's like, we close the Monarch program. What's quite interesting is you've got Lee Shaw. This Lee Shaw character is played by Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell.
That's in the later episodes, and then the when it goes back earlier in time, it's played by his son.
Yes, Wyatt Russell.
Who was in Night Swim that I did last time.
Yes.
So yeah, so they yeah. So anyway, so that they become more investigative, and they get detained, but Kurt Russell says, you go escape, you've got to find these people, and they go, and they manage to escape, and they pop up into Alaska, and one of the Titans appears, and it was attracted to fire, and then it's just episodes like that, and it becomes more and more intriguing, and it's yeah.
So it's like a narrative story where the story carries on throughout the whole thing, or
carries on, yeah, and it flips between different years. So
okay,
you
cool.
like have, and in some episodes it'll go back to the early formation of Monarch. So
yep.
you're like, how it starts, originally gets formed, what happens, what the all the intrigue, all the politics, how they get their money, and then you come a bit later and you find out about the Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, which shows up in Kong versus Godzilla, or is it Godzilla versus
Godzilla,
Kong?
yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Kong. So Kong, and yeah, so basically that's it. So that's basically the story. Just different things happen in different episodes.
Yes.
Now, for me, for the whole, I found it because there's not huge amounts of Titans in it.
Yes, it's a lot more about the humans.
yeah, so a lot more about the humans. There's a lot of chat in it, a lot of dialogue, and some of it got a little, it's like, oh, come on, move on, move on, move on. I want to see these. I want to see these creatures, But they do
Yes.
give you little in between all the episodes. They give you, little bits just to keep you hooked, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the last episode. Well, the last episode, they just, the last episode's what you want. Should we just say?
Okay, cool.
But the last episode's like, okay, here we are. You know what I mean? We've been managed to go through this portal into the Hollow Earth. I'm not going to give too much away, but let's just say the final episode, it was like, yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. So you get, should we say, appearances of some of our favourite characters sort of pop up.
Yeah, because I think the full title is Monarch Legacy of Monsters or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because it's on Apple TV, which means that they're going to spend money on it, but still, it's still a TV show, and the TV shows have smaller budgets than the films. And to quote She-Hulk, Godzilla is expensive, or to sort of like paraphrase, putting Godzilla on screen is expensive. So I'd imagine that on a TV show, they're going to sort of like meter out, or they're going to sort of like ration how much Godzilla you get, or how much of things you get.
Yeah.
But so when you say that you finally get, because I think this is 8 episodes, isn't it?
It's 10.
10. Oh, good lord, that's a long number of episodes.
Long one. Yeah, it is a long, yeah.
Yeah, and so do you get bored? Okay, so let me put it this way, and
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. There are. Yeah, I mean, I think they could have condensed it a little bit more. So yeah, no, you're spot on there. You sort of worked it out. I think 8 episodes would have been ideal. Maybe even
6.
Maybe 6 episodes would have been perfect. 6 episodes would have been perfect.
Yeah, in my head, I'm thinking 6 episodes is what I would have thought. But okay, so does the final payoff in the final episode, does that make up for all the
not I suppose to a point, but I would say that a few times of watching because they would release two, I did find some a little bit too. Like you can sometimes lose concentration.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I think that's the difference between going to the cinema and actually seeing something at home. It's easier to get distracted if your attention's not there. And there was a few moments where I was like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? There's a melodramatic moments where people are meeting each other, and there's like emotional moments which are pretty irrelevant when really you want to know about Monarch and what's going on, So a lot of melodrama, should we say, which I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also think that it's if you're in the cinema, they have more respect for your time. They're not going to sit you down there for 10 hours and give you a whole bunch of nothing for a while. And Holly just typed in the group chat. Holly said that she was about to say that 8 episodes sounds better as well. I do think 10 is excessive. I really do think 10 is excessive. So how many stars for Monarch Legacy of Monsters?
Overall, probably just a 3-star. I would say a 3-star for Legacy of Monsters. It was, the moments when some of the Titans did appear, okay, but we should have seen more of that.
Yeah. You see, now this is the thing I always think, and going back to a comparison between the Japanese take on Godzilla and the American take on Godzilla, because from what I understand, in Godzilla -1, it's kind of like a similar thing where there isn't that much. There's not like Godzilla's not on screen the whole time or anything like that.
No.
But it's still engaging, and you still care about these characters and you care about the story. But in the American way, and I think you just want to see Godzilla.
Because like in some films, you can either get empathy or sympathy, or you dislike a character.
Yeah.
These characters, for me, I didn't find any of them particularly. Should we say? What's the word? Antipathy, I guess. To any of the characters, So I didn't think, oh, I really like that character, or I hate that character. They were just like,
you're just gonna get off the screen, get off the screen. I'm still waiting for them to make a Godzilla movie, and I think it's supposed to be because the way the American ones sell, they sell it on the bombast and everything like that, where it has no human characters in it. It's just Godzilla doing his thing. I want to see that film because I think that's what I came to see. All right, cool. So that is